Slide 1. Title: How to Start a Shopify Store with No Experience. Let's start with the quote on this slide. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. It sounds simple, almost obvious, but it's also the hardest part. Most people don't fail at e-commerce because they lack intelligence or resources. They fail because they never begin. They stay stuck in research mode, watching tutorials, comparing platforms, waiting to feel ready. This presentation is about removing that friction, about showing you that starting a Shopify store with no experience isn't reckless. It's a learnable, repeatable process, one that thousands of ordinary people use every year to build skills, income, and confidence. Early on, I'll mention a PDF handout that goes with this session. It's designed for offline review and note-taking, so if you want to revisit these ideas calmly later, keep that in mind. For now, just stay with me. Slide 2, what we'll cover. Notice the structure here. This isn't theory, it's a sequence. We'll look at why Shopify is uniquely suited for beginners, then how to choose a niche without overthinking, how to source products without risking your savings, how design builds trust faster than persuasion, and finally, how to launch, market, and scale without burning out. Think of this like learning to drive. You don't start by studying Formula One. You start by understanding the pedals, the road, and how not to crash. That's what this agenda is designed to do. Slide 3, Introduction, the opportunity. This slide says something important. E-commerce rewards clarity, not complexity. That's a shift many beginners miss. They assume success comes from advanced tactics, secret ad hacks, viral tricks, or expensive software. In reality, the biggest advantage today is accessibility. Tools are simpler, platforms are stable, customers are already buying online. Eric Ries in The Lean Startup framed this perfectly. Progress comes from validated learning. You don't need certainty, you need feedback. Shopify gives you a low-friction way to get real-world feedback quickly. That's the opportunity. Not guaranteed success, but accelerated learning. Slide 4. Step 1. Start with a clear niche. Look at the bullets here. One audience, one core problem, demand before ideas, small market, strong fit. This is where most beginners go wrong. They try to sell to everyone. My store is for anyone who likes cool stuff. That feels safe, but it's invisible. No one feels spoken to. Contrast that with a focused niche. For example, instead of fitness products, think mobility tools for desk workers with back pain. Smaller audience, stronger signal. Seth Godin often says marketing is about empathy. When you narrow your niche, you don't limit your potential, you sharpen your relevance, and relevance converts. Slide 5. Step 2. Source products with minimal risk. Notice the phrase minimal risk. This is intentional. Dropshipping and print on demand changed the game because they separate learning from heavy investment. You don't need a warehouse to understand customers. You don't need bulk orders to test demand. Historically, retail required capital before knowledge. Today, it's reversed. You can learn first, then invest. That said, low risk doesn't mean low standards. Sample testing matters, quality matters, trust is fragile, but the barrier to entry is no longer money, it's attention and effort. Slide 6. Step 3. Use Shopify for speed and stability. This slide is about leverage. Shopify isn't just a website builder, it's an infrastructure decision. Payments, security, mobile optimization, scalability, all handled for you. Think about what that frees up. Instead of debugging code, you're thinking about customers. Instead of worrying about uptime, you're refining offers. Many major brands, Kylie Cosmetics is a famous example, started on Shopify not because they were beginners, but because speed matters. And for beginners, speed equals momentum. Slide 7. Step 4. Build trust through branding. Notice what this slide does not say. It doesn't say, look fancy. It says, build trust. Branding is not decoration. It's consistency, clear language, predictable experience. Jeff Bezos famously said your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. In e-commerce, that room is your website. Visitors decide in seconds whether you feel legitimate. Simple colors, readable fonts, honest product descriptions. These small signals compound into credibility. Slide 8. Step 5. Launch before you feel ready. This is the emotional hinge of the entire process. Most people delay here. They tweak logos, rewrite copy, add one more app, but readiness is a feeling that rarely arrives. Progress comes from exposure, from seeing how real users behave, from being slightly uncomfortable. James Clear in Atomic Habits reminds us that identity follows action. You don't become confident and then launch, you launch, and confidence follows. Slide 9. Step 6. Market with value first. Marketing isn't persuasion, it's contribution. Notice the emphasis here. SEO, email, social. These are not quick wins, they're compounding systems. When you help before you sell, answer questions, share insights, educate, you earn attention instead of renting it. Over time, that attention becomes trust. Trust becomes sales. This is slower than hype, but far more durable. Slide 10. Step optimize what works. Data is a mirror. Sometimes uncomfortable, but always useful. Instead of guessing, you measure. Instead of rebuilding everything, you improve one thing at a time. Weekly reviews, simple experiments, small changes. This is the Kaizen mindset. Continuous improvement. Not dramatic leaps, steady refinement. Over months, this is how small stores become serious businesses. Slide 11, reflection. Read the question on this slide slowly. If you removed fear and complexity, what would your first store sell and who would it truly serve? This isn't hypothetical. It's diagnostic. Fear inflates complexity. When you remove it, clarity emerges. Often, the answer is simpler than expected and closer to your own experience. Sit with that question. It's more valuable than any tactic. Slide 12, conclusion. Your first store is a skill-building engine. This final slide reframes everything. Your first Shopify store doesn't need to be perfect or massive or permanent. Its real value is what it teaches you. Customer thinking, digital communication, experimentation, resilience. Those skills transfer everywhere. As you wrap up, remember there's a PDF handout linked for deeper review and reflection. Use it as a companion, not a crutch. And remember this, every experienced founder you admire once stood exactly where you are now, uncertain, curious, and deciding whether to start. The only real difference is that they did.